game right here in Spearfish. As Clayson Davis here with you at Black Hills Energy Stadium, as we have the Bronx at post 32 from Belle making their way down south by a few miles to take on their rivals in a class above them with the post 164 Spearfish baseball team. Right here on KDSJ-TV. This game streaming exclusively on KDSJ-TV, as we do have our doubleheader right here on KDSJ's Game of the Week with both coaches, Coach Dorn and Coach Laux, both meeting at home plate, trying to talk over, discuss what's going on today and make sure everyone's on the same page before we get going on this doubleheader. The last doubleheader from this KDSJ sports season. As again, Clayson Davis here with you today. Ready to get things going here in Spearfish as both coaches shake hands. The umps there to enforce the rules, get everyone on the same page, and get ready to get going in this one. Again, here in Spearfish at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Just Clayson Davis here with you. This game one. Cody Oliver will be with us in game two, as of course that game will be on. That will be on KDSJ Radio, 980 AM, 103.5 FM. But both games, you're lucky enough if you're on KDSJ-TV on YouTube or on Facebook, because you get to watch both games right here.
KDSJ-TV on YouTube, and you can watch the game live.
As we're going to quickly go over Spearfish. 263 batting average on the year, allowing roughly under 6.5 runs a game. Jack Branham is the best batter so far, 358 on the year. Cody Chapman leads the team in ERA, and of course they were 1-4 in the Gopher Classic this past weekend. Going to Belle stats, again Class B, 300 team batting average, so the team batting in favor of the Bronx. Going into this one, Walding leads the team at around 500, a little over 500. 4 players bat above 350 for the Bronx, and Nolan Walfeld barely allowing a run a game on the mound. So, again, these two teams both met up with one another back in June, as Belle had a walk-off RBI single in game one up in Belle back in June for Spearfish, and a great pitching performance put on by Sean Sewell. Shut the door on the Bronx to force the split. This will be the second time these two teams will battle one another. On the mound for post 164, senior Will Scharf. I've not seen him on the mound yet this year here on KDSJ-TV, so we'll be interested to see what he can do. As, of course, last time we were here in the stadium, the other senior, Halen Hiding, had an appearance on the mound. Of course, that was against Casper. And just like that, we're going to get ready to go. We're going to come back with the first pitch coming up in game one of this doubleheader right here in Spearfish between the Bronx at post 32 and post 164 out of Spearfish, as you're watching American Legion Baseball right here on KDSJ-TV.
In a world of few guarantees, Jake's Collision Repair stands behind all of their work with a lifetime guarantee. Jake's Collision Repair uses only original parts made by your vehicle's manufacturer instead of lower quality aftermarket parts. Certified technicians work with the latest state-of-the-art equipment, and Jake's Collision Repair is preferred by most insurance companies and works with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair, 2416 Junction Avenue in Sturgis and 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish.
We're all going somewhere. Going higher, faster, farther. Going in new directions, to new places. At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. We're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics.
And we're back here as we're getting ready to get going here in Spearfish. as Aiden Voiles will be first off to bat for the Bronx, and he'll go up against Will Scharf. Trying to get the rest of the equipment set up here in the Monument Health broadcast booth. I want to thank our friends at Monument Health for providing the broadcast booth for today's action. As I think we're now so Voiles first up to bat. He will have a walk as we're getting going here in Spearfish. I'll bring up, did not see the number exactly. That is, looks like number 1 for the Bronx. And according to the roster that I have, throw back to first from Scharf, as that is not Aiden Voiles. Throw back over to first from Scharf, again trying to get out Aiden Voiles, the first runner. And standing on first. Now throw toward home plate is just outside and high for a 1-1 count for number 1 for the Bronx. That is Carson Honey. Harney pops that one high up into center, right where Cody Chapman makes the play over there in center field, and that will be the first out for the Bronx this top of the first inning. You saw that one on our KDSJ Sports replay. Again, the top of the first, runner on first. And now we will bring up number 15 for the Bronx. And that is Harvey Walding. He is the leading batter for the Bronx at 5.14 on the year. And that'll be the third batter that Scharf will face. And now he throws a strike. Again, I want to thank you guys for joining us here on KDSJ-TV. Scharf throws back over to first. It's been checking first early and often this contest. Now a 2-1 count for Walding versus Will Scharf, the senior on the mound. Normally plays right field, and that position now goes to, cannot quite see, as looks like to be a possible double play, and it is. After a hit popped straight over to a second base. And right there to make the tag and throw over to first to make the double play is 4-3, and Scharf and crew gets out of the first inning after allowing just one hit, one runner stranded on first, and now they get to have their first appearance at bat when we come back with the bottom of the first inning. It's the Bronx of Post 32 and Post 164 out of Spearfish right here on KDSJ-TV on YouTube, and also live streaming on Facebook at Black Hills Gold Hits KDSJ.
We've all heard the phrase, it's never too late. The same can be said when it comes to your dental health.
Hi, this is Dr. Nicole Dana from Dana Dental Arts. As we grow older, sometimes we more attention to our dental health. If it's been a while since you've been to see a dentist, don't worry. We can help with whatever you're facing today.
No matter where you live in the area or what your walk of life consists of, it's never too late when it comes to your dental health. Call Dana Dental Arts in Spearfish today at 642-7727. Dana Dental Arts, a beautiful smile is always in style.
Vehicles today are complicated and expensive. The professionals at Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Spearfish are here to guide you through everything automotive. From cars, trucks, and SUVs to parts and repairs, Junix takes the confusion out of automobile ownership. Enjoy the ride with Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Family owned since 1931 on West Jackson in Spearfish.
And we're back here in Spearfish as having some technical difficulties with our technology. Go figure. Computer is not a fan of the heat as the sun's beating right down here on us at the Monument Health Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Travis Duell, leadoff hitter for post 164. As Duell, after 2 foul tips, falls behind the count 2-0-2. And trying to get our technology out and running. Just had a computer decide to not operate. But no 2 count for Travis Duell. Now Duell pops that one past shortstop, flying all the way back to left field, and that will be a single, leadoff single for post 164. And that will bring up number 11. Riley Polarized back in action for post 164. After that leadoff single from There's a wayward pitch. Advances Travis Duell all the way up to second. So after that wild pitch, again, I do apologize for the banner ad in the way as our technology deciding not to operate. Throw back to first is not quite there. Travis Duell falls back there on second base. So with Duell there on second, first pitch to Polarize, second pitch that is of course the second ball. As we're trying to get our technology back up and running here in Spearfish. It's not overly hot out. It's just 84 degrees and cloud cover is covering up the sunshine, but other than that, relatively sunny. Mostly sunny, that is. 3-0 count to Polarize, and without swinging, Polarize sees the first strike thrown his way. Count for Polarize, and that pitch is outside and low, so Polarize, the second hitter in the bottom of the first inning. Now bring up Jack Branham, first baseman. He will be the third hitter in the rotation.
John, you got to sit down. You can't be up by the fence because if the ball comes, it's going to hit you hard. See where the ball is?
There you can see Jack Branham has the first pitch thrown on him being a strike. Now Branham fouls the second ball thrown his way off the bottom of the bat and back into the cage. I think we're finally starting to get some stuff figured out. So now with a ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes for Jack Branham, leading batter for post 164, batting around 350. That pitch was high above everyone. And again, starting pitcher is number 4, Caden Howard. So the 2-2 count. Branham just checks up, making it a full count. So now with a full count, no outs, and then a runner in scoring position, which is Duell. Another one, which is Riley Polarized, sitting there on first. The pitch is high, way above everyone. And that will advance Jack Branham over to first with the bases loaded for guess who? The senior Cody Chapman, who has been the one proven home run hitter for Post 164 on the year. Chapman batting .305 on the year. Again, senior. Plays center field and is also the team's leader in ERA on the mound. See what Chapman can get done. Chapman pops that one over to left field. All the way back to left field for an RBI single, and that will get Travis Duell across home plate, making the first run scored by Post 164. Again, with no outs. And that keeps the bases loaded as well for the other senior, Halen Hiding. Last time we saw Hiding, he was on the mound for Post 164 in this stadium. And that was against Casper, where he was our Superior Auto Superior Performer of the contest. As Hiding has now fouled 2 balls off the bat, making it an 0-2 count. So Howard, after struggling early, has come back in this one. Hiding pops the one over to second, gets the first play out, and that will advance another runner, Riley Polarized, across home plate for run number 2 scored by Post 164. So after the first out by Halen Hiding, a sacrificial out that is, because that gets one run across. So now Jack Branham's the next scoring run. Tucker Olson batting 5th in the rotation. And Hiding gets picked off over at first. Great play from Howard over to first base, as the throw was right on time and accurate there to pick off Hiding at first, and that makes it 2 outs. So on a wild pitch, and a runner used to be in the corners, and now just a runner on third, which is Jack Branham. Wisely does not come across, so now with a 1 count, throw over to first, down to third. And that will get Tucker Olson out at first. So Spearfish, after scoring 2 quick runs, after a pickoff by Hiding. And that will stop the inning after 2 runs scored by Spearfish. They take an early 2-0 lead as we completed 1 full inning of play. We head to the top of the second, see what Scharf and company can do on defense. The Bronx trying to get their first run on the board as well. We'll see what happens when we come back, as you're watching American Legion Baseball right here on KDSJ-TV on YouTube, and also streaming on our YouTube page at Black Hills Gold Hits KDSJ.
Vehicles today are complicated and expensive. The professionals at Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Spearfish are here to guide you through everything automotive. From cars, trucks, and SUVs to parts and repairs, Junix takes the confusion out of automobile ownership. Enjoy the ride with Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Family owned since 1931 on West Jackson in Spearfish.
Oh, how quickly the seasons change in the Black Hills. Hi, it's Brandon Kemp from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Summertime equals a lot of summer driving, whether it's to and from work or hitting the road for that big summer vacation. Superior Auto Service Department can handle all kinds of repairs, from new tires, brakes, and oil changes to steering and suspension problems. And to keep cool, we can handle your AC recharge. Check us out online now at superiorAutoSD.com or stop by today at 642 East Colorado Boulevard.
Now more
at
than
Superior
ever,
Auto
you need to
Solutions
get
in
your
Spearfish.
tool.
As we're back here in Spearfish, getting ready for the bottom of the second inning, where we have Belle Fource up to bat. First up is Nolan Wallfield, drives that one deep back into center, hits back against the wall. Wallfield's going to make his way over to second. Cody Chapman clear against the wall. Wallfield's going to go back over to third, and will be stopped there after a leadoff triple by the war pony for the Bronx, number 5, Nolan Wallfield. Nails that one out to center, all the way back against the 400-foot wall, as Chapman had to get on his horse to track down that one, and a leadoff triple puts the Bronx in great scoring position here to start off the bottom of the second inning. Top of the second inning. As now we go to number 11 for the Bronx. Seeing who that is. Number 11 is Gavin Pearson. Pearson pops that one high up into the sky over to the dugout, where right there to make the catch is third baseman Brock Lewis to force the first out.
And the out brings up number 35, Caden Thompson.
And that will bring us to first baseman Caden Thompson. Thompson, his first time facing Scharf. First pitch is a little high and just lofts that one in. That one in there is Scharf. So now a 2-0 count to Thompson. There's the first strike thrown by Scharf, as Thompson wanted that one and couldn't make connection with it for a now 2-1 count with one out. And then, of course, Wallfield sitting there on third. Scharf cut her down inside and low to make it a 3-1 count. Now there's strike number 2 thrown by Scharf. A lot of our technology is deciding not to cooperate today, of course. So now a full count with one out, and Wallfield sitting on third. Thompson hits that one high up into the air. Chapman trying to make the play, doesn't get it to go, as Thompson will run on over to first and making that an RBI single, getting his buddy Nolan Wallfield across home plate for the Bronx' first score of the game. Which that will bring up starting pitcher for the day. That's Caden Howard. As Howard hits that one high up in the air and caught by third baseman Brock Lewis to make out number 2.
And with one on and 2 away, it brings up number 8, Rafe Parmenter.
That will bring us over to number 8, Rafe Parmenter. Normally wears number 18, but we're rocking the number 8 today. Scharf throws back to first to try to pick off Howard. Not quite there. Again, Parmenter batting .217 on the season. See if he can improve that against Scharf. As the first pitch thrown at par meters high for a ball. Of course, with 2 outs. And there is strike number 1. Is that one lofted down inside to make it strike 1. So now with a 1-1 count with 2 outs. And Thompson on first. Thompson slides back over to first as Will Scharf has been keeping a close eye on that first base. Scharf gets what he wants, throws down low and can't quite get it to fall, making it now a 2-1 count versus par meter. There's strike 2. So now a 2-2 count. So now with a 2-2 count and 2 outs. Parmeter pops it high, coming back to the cages right there. That's Owen Bruner. Excuse me, that's Walker Wiesman. They're making the catch over there at catcher. So a pop fly in the air by Howard. He has Walker Wiesman there behind the catcher instead of Owen Bruner. Making the play and catching the 3rd out for post 164. So after allowing another hit and another run, the Bronx pull back to within 1. They still trail post 164 as we go through 1.5 innings in game 1 of this one. As when we come back, we will see post 164 and Brock Lewis and see what they can get going after scoring 2 runs in the first. As you're watching American Legion Baseball right here on KDSJ-TV.
The anticipation is building, and Heinzerling Concrete is laying the foundation for tonight's matchup. Heinzerling Concrete pours on the pride in every driveway, foundation, sidewalk, and decorative stamp patio they do. Give them a call at 210-2320 for concrete that can't be beat. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support all activities that help students build solid foundations for life. Is there a foundation in your future? Give Heinzerling Concrete and Spearfish a call at 210-2320. That's 210-2320.
As we're back here in Spearfish for post 164 home finale versus the Bronx of post 32 out of Belle. Getting leadoff hitter is Brock Lewis for post 164, playing 3rd base, batting .237 on the season. And he will face Howard for the first time today. Starts off with the ball. Now trying that bottom outside corner and getting it to fall for strike number 1's Howard, making it a 1-1 count. Again, game 2 coming up at about 7:30 we are projecting. That one's going to be on KDSJ-TV, as well as on the radio waves at Black Hills Gold Hits, KDSJ 980 AM 103.5 FM. And in case either of those 2 venues don't work, you can always stream us on the mobile app, as well as our website at Black Hills Gold Hits KDSJ. So after a walk from Brock Lewis, I'll bring up Walker Wiesman. Playing catcher today in the 2 spot. Wiesman batting .333 on the year, as Owen Bruner, normally the catcher. He is, I believe, playing right field today. So Walker Wiesman behind the plate, now on the plate, this time with a bat in his hand and a helmet on his head. Throw with a little bit of chin music from Howard. 4-4 action going on here in Spearfish, making it ball number 2 for Walker Wiesman. His first at bat. There's strike number 1. As Wiesman thought it was outside and strikes looking making it a 2-1 count. Again with no outs, and Brock Lewis already setting on first. As Howard checks first, still checking first, now throws. Wiesman fouls that one out of the ballpark. As Brock Lewis committed to go take second. But he will stroll back over to first base, and the count is now tied at 2 apiece. Again, 2 hits by either team. Spearfish with a 1-run lead after the bottom of the first. And now we'll see what Post 164 can do to respond. 3-2 count, so a full count now for Wiesman. Wiesman will hit that one high over to right, where second base is right there to make the play. That is Haney. And that will force the first out of the inning. Now we bring up the OG catcher for Post 164, Owen Bruner, this time playing right field for Will Scharf, who's making his appearance on the mound. Owen Bruner, 185 on the year. Again, normally plays catcher, today playing the 9 spot in right field. As Howard trying to get his second pickoff of the day. So he got out Halen Hiding at the bottom of the first, now trying to get out Brock Lewis. First pitch thrown at Bruner is high and inside for ball number 1. There's a nice little calm breeze. It's not overly hot here in Spearfish. Mostly cloudy, starting to turn into. Sun is peeking out from behind the clouds, but the shade gets a little cool and the sun gets a little hot here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Bruner swings at a slider and does not make contact, making it a 2-1 count. Brock Lewis still sitting there at first. He was walked the first at bat, now throw to first. Lewis slides back to plate and see if he will try it again. Lewis again with the leadoff. Howard with the throw, and he gets Bruner swinging again. So after falling behind the count 2-0, Howard comes back and ties it up against Bruner. And Bruner swings again at the inside-out slider and doesn't get it to fall. So that's out number 2 and brings up the top of the batting order with Travis Duell. As we reach back to the top of the batting order, Duell batting .328 on the season. See what he can do in his second at-bat versus Howard. And he'll have to wait a little bit longer as another throw attempt over to first to get Brock Lewis out. As that white jersey from Post 164's Brock Lewis starting to turn a little more brown and red with each throw. So after that ball, catcher doing a good job of falling back on it, making it a 2-0 count for Travis Duell. That outside corner, the ump is letting him have it. That inside-out slider thrown by Howard proving to cause issues for Post 164, as that's what got Owen Bruner out and just threw a strike against Duell. Duell over to second. And actually shortstop. And shortstop, that's Voiles. Nice little stroll over to second to get out the lead runner and get Spearfish out of the inning without allowing a hit and, more importantly, without allowing a run. Into 2 full innings. Spearfish holding on to a one-run lead that they scored in the first. Bronx came back with a run at the top of the second and shut the door on Post 164 at the bottom of the inning. And now we go to the top of the third in a 7 scheduled inning contest in game number 1 between the Bronx and post 164. We'll be back with Will Scharf on the mound and the Bronx with the bat in their hands here on KDSJ-TV.
Now more than ever, you need to keep your cool, and Wolf's Plumbing and Heating is here to help for all your summer cooling needs. Now is the time to schedule your checkup by calling 642-5755. Wolf's Plumbing.
As we're back here in Spearfish, number 2 for the Bronx, getting things going. He is the leadoff hitter, and he is Jordan Sandoval, 164 batting on the season. As he hits that one high over to right field, where the catcher, normally the catcher, now catching the ball over at right field, Owen Bruner makes the play. So after a quick 1 throw, 1 swing, 1 out from Scharf and company, will bring up Aiden Voiles back to the top of the batting order for the Bronx. As the first pitch thrown at Voiles is fouled out of the ballpark, actually lands on top of the Monument Health Sports Medicine broadcast booth. So Voiles back at bat. Again, top of the batting order for the Bronx. One's across the board for Voiles. And that ball low and bounces off of the catcher, which is Wiesman. Again, Wiesman playing the 2-hole while the normal catcher, Owen Bruner, out there in right field. Throw is low again from Scharf, making it a 3-1 count now. So Scharf, trouble trying to find some height on his pitches as he's thrown 2 of them into the dirt. And now he hits that one over to Lewis, who can't get the field, finally does, and throws it over to Jack Branham to get the out over at first. So that's a quick 2 outs for post 164 versus the Bronx in game number 1. So now we go to Carson Honey. See what he can do against Scharf this second at bat. Scharf starts with a high lofter that falls low and outside. Either way, not in the legal strike zone for ball number 1. Quick second throw is low, and that makes it a quick 2-0 count in favor of the batter. Now Honey hits that one high over to left where Halen Hiding is there to make the play and make the out. So 3 batters faced by Scharf and crew, and that's 3 outs. None of them strikeouts, but the defense playing well behind Scharf. And Belle, after scoring 1 run at the top of the second, they come back with the top of the third with 3 batters and 3 outs. So Spearfish, after getting shut out in the bottom of the second, see if they have any more momentum going into the third inning. Our technology is still spazzing out. But anyways, we'll go to the bottom of the third when we come back here on KDSJ-TV with Howard on the mound.
American Colloid Company, a minerals technologies company, is proud to be a contributing factor to our area's economic success. A world-leading producer of bentonite, mined and produced right here in Belle and Colony, Wyoming. From cat litter to pharmaceuticals and more, a truly diverse product. Since 1927, American Colloid has delivered solutions that enhance the essentials of daily life for people and communities around the world. Innovative technologies, essential solutions. American Colloid Company.
As we're back here in Spearfish, where Riley Polarize, the leadoff hitter for post 164. He starts off the count of 2-1 strike. And want to thank everyone for joining KDSJ-TV. That is a second strike thrown at Polarize, who's batting just a bit under 300 on the season. Polarize versus Howard. Polarize pops that one high into the air. Over to first, and right there is Thompson there at first base, forcing the first out for post 164. Goes to the big man at first base, Jack Branham, leading hitter for post 164. 358 on the year, had a RBI single, I believe, last time he was at bat. Do not have my stat man with me, so going off of memory, Jack Branham starts with the ball thrown way outside for ball number 1. As Howard again trying that outside corner, as he's gone to multiple times today. He's throwing high against Branham. Still can't get it to fall. He hasn't gone away from it yet, and now falls behind the count 3-0 to Branham. We'll be interested to see if Jack even swings at this one. There, he gets it to fall just inside, make it a strike, and now Branham has to go back to work. Cody Chapman on deck. He's the fourth hitter in the rotation. Branham thought that one was outside, and the ump disagrees, and now Howard, throwing 2 straight strikes, gets back into the count versus Branham with 1 out. There it is high, and Branham will take a stroll right on over to first. So Branham was actually walked last time. Cody Chapman, senior. He had the RBI, I do believe. Chapman batting a little over 300 on the season. See what he can do. As he starts by hitting that one high and out of the ballpark. Making him behind the count at 0-1. And still just with 1 out for Cody Chapman, the senior. As Howard checks first. He's already have 1 pickoff from first today, trying to get his second. As Chapman fouls that one this time back into the parking lot. So now Chapman behind the count at 0-2. He fouled off 2 straight pitches, and now Howard trying to get his first strikeout. And he does, as Howard goes back to that bottom outside corner as he gone to so many times today, and strikes out Chapman for out number 2. Halen Hiding, see if he can be the third out for Howard this bottom of the third inning, or if he can get some momentum for post 164 as that wild pitch goes against the back wall and will advance Jack Branham all the way up to second. So now with Branham on second, Halen Hiding. After that ball, Hiding swings hard and hits that one clear out of the ballpark, just in the wrong direction for a foul tip. So now a 1-1 count with 2 outs. As Branham, a little bit of lead off, and that throw too far inside actually goes over the head of Hiding for ball number 2. Again, these two teams faced each other in June up in Belle as they hit over to third on a fielder's choice, throw over to first, and Hiding can't beat the foot race as Caden Thompson at first gets the out, and that will end the bottom of the third inning without allowing 1 run scored after a walk from Branham. We keep it at a 2-1 ball game. As now, since we completed 3 innings, we go to the top of the 4th with the Bronx getting ready to bat with Will Scharf back on the mound for post 164. As approaching the halfway point in this one, and thank you for joining us here on KDSJ-TV on YouTube, as also on our Facebook page at Black Hills Gold Hits KDSJ. Top of the 4th coming up right after this.
Ignition.
And now we're getting back in action here in Spearfish as Harvey Walding, leadoff hitter for the Bronx, as he will hit that one over to Jack Branham at first. And Branham there, nice little stroll over to first base to force the first out already for the Bronx. As we begin this top of the 4th inning with a quick out, and now we go to Nolan Walfeld. Last time at bat, nailed a triple over the head of everyone on one swing. See if Walfeld can do. First ball thrown at him is low. And that ball is now high versus Walfeld. Again, nailed a triple last time. He's scored the only run for the Bronx so far, as Walfeld tips that one out of the ballpark for a foul. And we'll make the count now 2-1. As Walfeld, .435 batting on the year. Swings and misses on that one as Scharf, he might have got lucky, honestly, as he threw high, and Walfeld wasn't even in the same zip code as that ball, making it strike 2. Now Walfeld checks up, and Makes it a full count with a high and outside ball thrown by Scharf. Scharf gets the pitch he wants and throws with a full count is low, and Walfeld, after nailing a triple last time at bat, doesn't have a base hit this time as he will stroll on over to first after being walked. So now we go to Gavin Pearson. 217 batting on the year. So he now faces Scharf. As a throw from, that was Wiesman over to second, was just a bit low, and Riley Polreis couldn't quite get the ball. So Walfield will advance over to second. And there's strike one thrown at Gavin Pearson. It's a nice day here in Spearfish. Again, the sun's shining. As that's the second strike thrown by Will Scharf on the mound. Again, it's a 1-2 count with one out and then a runner in scoring position. Pearson with a hit over to second. That's Polreis, an on-fielder's choice. Advance the runner over to a third, but causes the second out.
And with two down, it brings up number 35, Caden Thompson.
That will bring up Caden Thompson, the first baseman. 222 batting on the year, and see if he can get his buddy Nolan Walfeld across home plate. As he's now sitting at third, and that is the tying run for the Bronx. Thompson hit and nails that one over to second, who can't quite make the play, and Polreis on an error can't make the catch, and that will advance Thompson over the first, making it an RBI a single and getting, that is an error that is, and that is getting Nolan Walfeld across home plate for the second time today and making it a 2-2 ball game. Now a hit clear out to left field. That's by number 4, Howard. That will advance Thompson clear from first all the way to home, and now the Bronx take their first lead of the contest. As Howard nailed that ball clear out to left field, then on 2 straight throws, that's 2 straight runs scored for the Bronx, and they now take a 3-2 lead. So then we go to Rafe Parmeter for that RBI double from Howard. Again with 2 outs. And Parmeter starts with the ball. Now Parmeter hits that one low on a grounder over to third, where the throw from third to first is there, and that will end the inning for post 164 after allowing 2 runs on back-to-back pitches, and they now take a 1-run lead, 3-2, as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. As you're watching American Legion Baseball here on KDSJ-TV on YouTube, also on our Facebook page at Black Hills Gold Hits KDSJ, as we will head to the bottom of the 4th, see if Spearfish Post 164 can respond. As when we come back, we'll see what happens as you're watching American Legion Baseball right here on KDSJ.
Casino invites you to try the new menu items now being offered at Maverick Steak and Cocktails. Watch the action as you dine inside the Gold Dust Casino with tables overlooking the gaming floor. Enjoy over 210 of the newest slot machines and table games in Deadwood. And use your club card for great discounts at the 2 hotels right in the middle of the action. Get reservations today by calling 605-559-1400 or visiting golddustdeadwood.com.
Deal ownership. Enjoy the
As a leadoff from Tucker Olson. Gets Olson on base to start off the fourth inning. Bottom of the fourth inning, that is, for post 164. So Olson getting the party started for post 164. That brings up number 16, Brock Lewis, third baseman in this contest. He will face Howard for a second time today. And after that, a leadoff single. See if he can get something going for post 164 as they've fallen behind this contest 3-2. Lewis with a pop fly clear out to right, which lands there in front of right, and that will advance Tucker Olson all the way to second, clear to third, and now we got runners in the corners after 2 hits by Spearfish to lead off the bottom of the fourth.
Number 4, Walker Beastman.
So now we go to Walker Wiesman, catcher in this contest. As Wiesman, 333 on the year, and has a chance to tie the game up with the tying run is sitting at third. As Brock Lewis will run over to second after the first strike. That ball is outside, making it a 1-1 count. Now with 2 runners in scoring position, as that's Tucker Olson at third and Brock Lewis at second. As Wiesman fouls that one against the cage.
Here we go, Walker. Go get one.
So now a 1-2 count for Wiesman with no outs, and that curved way inside. I've actually about struck the batter. As Wiesman sees the count get tied up at 2 apiece. Again, no outs. And Wiesman will hit that one over to second. And then the sacrificial out will get Tucker Olson across home plate, and we'll tie the contest up at 3 apiece.
And the RBI brings up number 6, Owen Bruner.
So now we go over to Owen Bruner, who's playing right field. He's normally the catcher for post 164. And the first ball thrown at him is inside for a ball. Owen Bruner batting 185 on the season. As now he swings and misses. And Bruner, those low sinkers he's had trouble with so far this contest. As trying the outside corner and missing is Howard again. He's gone to that well early and often in this contest, and that's how we got Bruner out last time. See if you can get him out again. Bruner tips that one high into the air and lands there at second, who makes the error and can't quite get it to go. Advances Brock Lewis stays right there at third, thinking it was going to be a quick out, but no, that will actually advance Owen Bruner, like the bottom of the batting rotation, over to first, and brings up the senior Travis Duell for the 3rd time today, with runners in the corners and 1 out. Duell on a strike. That will get Owen Bruner over to second. As the catcher couldn't quite get up and throw it in time. Now that ball inside and high for ball number 1. As now we have 2 runners in scoring position. Brock Lewis on third and Owen Bruner on second. Duell pops that one high over to center. Is anyone there to make the play? Yes. Center field there to make the play. Now throw to first is not quite there in time, as that will advance a runner over to second, and that will be a double play for the Bronx. And take a look at that one on our KDSJ Sports replay, as center field there to make the catch. It does advance Brock Lewis across home plate to get the run and take a 1-run lead for Spearfish, but the throw over to third was on time, and that will force the third out on a double play, but not before Spearfish scores 2 in the bottom of the fourth and takes back the lead by 1 run. It was a hot one in Belle Fource in game 1 when these two teams met earlier this season. This contest starting to turn into one as well, as we have crossed the halfway point in this one. Spearfish taking back the lead at 4-3, and we will see what the Bronx can do to respond. As you're watching American Legion Baseball right here on KDSJ-TV.
In a world of few guarantees, Jake's Collision Repair stands behind all of their work with a lifetime guarantee. Jake's Collision Repair uses only original parts made by your vehicle's manufacturer instead of lower quality aftermarket parts. Certified technicians work with the latest state-of-the-art equipment, and Jake's Collision Repair is preferred by most insurance companies and works with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair, 2416 Junction Avenue in Sturgis and 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish.
And after that quick timeout, Jordan Sandoval will get things going for post 32. As that ball was not really close to anyone for ball number 1. Yen Scharf in his 5th inning of action. Allowed 2 runs at the bottom of the 4th before Spearfish put on 2 runs themselves to take back the lead by 1. Sandoval pops that one high into the air, where Scharf, the pitcher, will make the catch and force out number 1. So after 2 balls, a pop fly up to the catcher will bring up the top of the batting order again for the Bronx, where Aiden Voiles will come up his 3rd at bat. Voiles starts with the ball thrown low and couldn't quite get it to go. So now that makes it 2 balls to that quick first out. As a pop fly high by Voiles is actually back into the crowd, where a lucky fan gets a free candy bar here up at Black Hills Energy Stadium for returning a foul ball up to the PA announcer. So some lucky fan just satisfied their sweet tooth. Voiles nails that one over to left. Clear back to left is hiding, can't make the play. That one's up against the wall, and Voiles is going to head over to second. Voiles will now get his route cut off at second, but a double for Aiden Voiles puts himself in scoring position. And that brings up Carson Honey. See if he can get Voiles across home plate to tie this contest up yet again. First ball thrown is a ball. 0-1 count early for Scharf, who's struggled a little bit in this contest, but the behind him has been playing very well, as that is a fair hit on the line. Over to the left, nope, they will call it a foul, as that ball was hit straight down the line, but the ump was there to make the call and say that is a foul tip. So now ones across the board for number 1 at bat. Bronx down by 1 after 1 hit put on by the Bronx. Now a pop fly high over to first, where Jack Branham makes the catch and forces out number 2. So now with 2 outs, it goes to number 15, the leading batter for the Bronx. Number 15, Harvey Walding, batting .514 on the season. See what he can do with Aiden Boyles in scoring position at second. As now Sharp throws, and that's a hit over to left field there in front of Halen Hiding. Hiding's going to launch everything he has over to first. Will it get there? No, it cannot, and that will be an RBI double for Harvey Walding, getting Aiden Boyles across home plate and tying this contest up again at 4. As Walding launches that one over to left field as it lands in front of Halen Hiding. The throw to first didn't quite have enough mustard on it. And up to bat is Nolan Walfeld. As if you're post 164, you do not want to see in this position, as he has scored 2 of the 4 runs for the Bronx. First throw by Scharf is high and inside for ball number 1. Once again, Nolan Walfeld up to bat his 3rd time, had a triple and then was walked. Ahead of the count at 2-1. Excuse me, that should be 2-0. The Scharf checks second. Now with the throw, as Walfeld nails that one high into the sky, and it doesn't quite have the distance, where third baseman Brock Lewis is there to catch out Walfeld, as Walfeld will be out for the first time today. Not before the damage is done, as the Bronx put on 1 run here at the top of the 5th to tie this contest up at 4 apiece. They are currently out hitting post 164 5-3. And we will see what post 164 can do with a bat in hand and a helmet on their heads, as they'll face Howard and the Bronx of Belle Fource as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. As you are watching American Legion Baseball right here on KDSJ-TV, as well as also on our Facebook page at Black Hills Gold Hits. KDSJ will be back after this short break.
Plus, they support community development services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects, from a pickup load to thousands of tons. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
Now more than ever, you need to keep your cool, and Wolf's Plumbing and Heating is here. Summer cooling needs. Now is the time to schedule your checkup by calling 642-5755. Wolf's Plumbing and Heating is your trusted choice for repair or replacement with new air conditioning systems. Whether you need a tune-up or an upgrade, keep your cool with Wolf's Plumbing and Heating. Call 642-5755 and see more at wolfph.com.
As we're back here in Spearfish, where Riley Polrise, second baseman for post 164, starts off with a foul ball. Again, coming up after the conclusion of this contest, we'll have our second game of this doubleheader between the Bronx and Spearfish here in Black Hills Energy Stadium, as that's coming up roughly around 7:30. Again, that one will also be on KDSJ-TV. As a foul tip off the bottom of the bat makes it now a 1-2 count for Riley Polarize facing Howard again. So now with a 2-2 count. Howard's throw is outside and low, bounces off the ground, and makes it now a full count. As Polarize nails that one clear over to left, and is it there to make the catch? They will call Polarize out. Great catch over there by the left field. That looks to be Parmeter making the play. Caught it there on the ground and gets the play, and that will bring up leading hitter for post 164, Jack Branham. Again, Branham, first baseman, has just only seen his batting average go up and up throughout the contest and throughout the year as he hits that one out into the bullpen, making it a 1-1 count with one out. Now the throw inside at Branham sneaks too far inside for a ball. And Branham swings and misses on that fastball, making it a 2-2 count. So Howard has been throwing sliders and curveballs all day, and now will throw outside, trying the outside corner, and not quite getting it to fall, making it a 3-2-1 on the scoreboard for number 22 in white. And now Branham will not have a chance to swing at it, and he will take a nice little stroll on over to first base. So now that will bring up the center fielder, Cody Chapman. Batting a little over 300 on the year. See what he can do. As Branham's walked to first. Howard wasting no time going back to that bottom outside corner as he's gone to all day and not getting it to fall for the first ball. Now Chapman hits that one high into the air over to a shortstop where Voiles makes the quick catch and makes a quick out number 2 and takes care of Chapman. So now we go to Halen Hiding, Chapman's classmate. He's also hit a home run in this stadium before. It's not really legal according to South Dakota Legion rules because I was in an exhibition game versus the Sasquatch here in Spearfish, part of the Independence Baseball Summer League, and the man who threw that home run blast was currently sitting at first base, wearing a white jersey and the same helmet that Hiding's wearing. Yes, Jack Branham was the one who threw the pitch that Hiding hit out of the ballpark. But he has been proved to do it, and now he looks at a 1-1 count with 2 outs. And his home run thrower currently sitting at first. So now a 2-1 count for Hiding. He was picked off in the first inning as well, as that throw is inside, making it now a 3-1 count. Hadigan to turn his head out of the way, not get struck by that one. So now a 3-1 count with 2 outs. As Hiding wanted that one, he was close to it, but close doesn't count in baseball. As now it's a 3-2 count with 2 outs. And in a tied ball game here at the bottom of the 5th. As Hiding doesn't need to swing at that one as that goes above his head, and he will advance over to second, putting Jack Branham in scoring position. Now a kid that's come along strong here at the ending conclusion of this season, Tucker Olson. He has shot up his batting average to 354 on the season, and he has a chance to make some magic happen with Jack Branham at second base, but also facing 2 outs. As that ball going way above everyone's head, throw to Branham at first is not there, and after that wild pitch, that advances Branham over to third, and Halen Hiding up to second. So now puts 2 runners in scoring position and puts Tucker Olson in front of the count, 2-0. Now 3-0 count for Olson. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bronx just let Olson walk here, loading the bases with 2 outs. Putting the pressure on Brock Lewis, who is next to bat. So 4 straight pitches, 4 straight balls for Howard at Tucker Olson, who's second in batting for post 164, and that will load the bases with 2 outs for Brock Lewis. Third baseman, batting .237, but not before we have a meeting at center mound for the Bronx. Head coach Randy Doran talks amongst his Bronx to calm everyone down and talk strategy in this one, and a tie ball game with just 2 more complete innings left to go. As Howard will stay on the mound. Gets a talking to from Voiles at shortstop and his catcher, Harvey Walding. So now when everyone goes back to respective positions and Brock Lewis steps into the batter's box, looking at white jerseys at first, second, and third base, but also looks at 2 outs on the scoreboard. And he starts off behind the count with a foul tip. Brock Lewis has also been a staple on the junior team for post 164. Second ball at Lewis. He thought about swinging at it, but wisely checks up, and luckily so, because that was inside for ball 1, and seeing his count tied up at 1 apiece. As now a hit over that's bounced over to a third, right into the arms of Nolan Walfeld, gets the 3rd out, and with the bases loaded and a chance to take the lead, Spearfish gets exactly 0 of them across home plate. So a potential huge missed opportunity for post 164. See if they can respond on defense, as we've completed 5 full innings in a 7-inning scheduled contest. Still tied up at 4. Will Scharf returns to the mound, and Spearfish 164 returns to their respective positions, looking to force another quick 3 outs and keep this contest tied at 4. Bellefuge trying to not make that happen, and we'll see which side gives when we come back here on KDSJ-TV as you're watching American Legion Baseball right here on YouTube and also on our Facebook page at Black Hills Gold Hits, KDSJ.
American Colloid Company, a minerals technologies company, is proud to be a contributing factor to our area's economic success. A world-leading producer of bentonite, mined and produced right here in Belle and Colony, Wyoming. From cat litter to pharmaceuticals and more, a truly diverse product. Since 1927, American Colloid has delivered solutions that enhance the essentials of daily life for people and communities around the world. Innovative technologies, essential solutions. American Colloid Company. And the leadoff hitter for post 32,
That is number 11, Gavin Pearson. He will be the first one to face Scharf. Here at the top of the 6th inning, just 6 more outs for the Bronx to make something happen as we are in a tied ball game. As 2 straight balls thrown by Scharf. He's had trouble finding his mark today. Of course, Scharf has not been on the mound as much as other pitchers for post 164 this season, as now that is a ball 3. So now it's 3-0 count. Pearson hasn't had to swing his bat yet. And probably should have swung at that one, as that's strike number 1. Of course, batters traditionally don't swing at a 3-0 count. As now Pearson hits that one low over to shortstop, where Polarize throws the first, Jack Branham, and they can't get there in time as Gavin Pearson beats the foot race over to first, and it's a leadoff single for the Bronx. So after that leadoff single, we go to the left-hander first baseman, Caden Thompson, 222 on the year. Scharf throwing back to first, trying to get another pickoff. So the first ball thrown at Thompson is just a bit outside. They call that one a ball. Caden Thompson getting first base. Had an RBI in this contest. And on a sinker thrown by Scharf, Thompson can't make contact, and it ties up the count at 1 apiece. Throw back to first, not quite there, but Scharf throwing back to that first base, trying to get his first pickoff of the day. Scharf checks first again, gets the pitch and throws. It's high, and that makes it a 2-1 count. Still no outs. Thompson finding something he likes. Thought he had something there, but swings low, misses low, and that's his second miss of the count, as now it's 2-2. So Will Scharf, see if he can get his first strikeout of the day. With the 2-2 count, looking for the first out. There's strike number 3. Thompson does not like the call. The umpire disagrees, and Thompson strikes out, and first strikeout for Scharf in the first out of the top of the 6th inning. Now we go to the pitcher for the Bronx, Caden Howard. His first pitch is a foul behind the third base foul line. As I look into the bullpen, and we do have some activity for the Bronx. Looks to be number 23, Hamilton, warming up. So now with a 1-0 count, there's activity also in the Spearfish bullpen, as looks like number 17, Zach Wilson, is warming up for post 164, as we could see him potentially in this inning, depending on if Scharf can get out of this one, as he throws strike 2 against Howard. Looking for the second out. As Scharf just struck out Caden Thompson, looking for a second one. Hit over to his shortstop, can't make the play, and that will advance A runner into third base, and that puts runners in the corners for post 32. And now with runners in the corners and a tie ball game, that will bring up Rafe Parmeter.
Now batting number 8, Rafe Parmeter.
Of course, Parmeter normally wearing number 18, rocking the number 8 today. As the bullpen is cleared for the Bronx, we will probably see Uriah Hamilton at the top of the 7th inning. It could be in the bottom of the 6th. As a throw from catcher over to third, Brock Lewis just jumps up and grabs it, or else it could have been disaster for post 164. Forces a ball and a 1-0 count for Parmeter. He hits that one low, and it goes by third and shortstop, and that will advance Pearson across home plate and gives the Bronx now a 1-run lead here at the top of the 6th. So we take a look at that one on KDSJ Sports Replay as that one scoots by third and shortstop all the way back to left field, where an RBI single puts runners at first and second, and that will start a conversation on the mound for post 164 and Parker Laux as they've just gave up the lead. Talks amongst his team, and looks like Scharf will stay on the mound. So now with runners at the corners, brings up number 7. That is Graham Vanderboom. 419 batting on the year. It's his first at-bat this contest. Pitch hitter. Getting with runners in the corners, and now Bronx taking a 1-run lead at 5-4. Throw back to first. And Scharf is still trying to get that pick off over at first, as he faces Vanderboom for the first time today. It's a strike over to third, as that advances Parmeter up to second. And still just 1 out. Could quite possibly see a bunt, potentially, from Vanderboom. With that first base now open and 2 runners in scoring position. Throw is low, making it 2 balls and no strikes, just still 1 out. And Spearfish already allowed the leading run to score here at the top of the 6th. There's a swing and a miss by Rafe Parmeter for the first strike of the count. Bronx out hitting Spearfish post 164 8-3. Still just a 1-run game against these 2 rivals that don't live that overly far from one another, as Scharf lofts that one outside, making it a 3-1 count now for Parmeter. It's a 2-2 count, that is. And on the inside corner, Will Scharf gets another strikeout. As Parmeter's first at bat, not quite what he wanted. And now with 2 strikes, with 2 outs, brings up Aiden Voiles, the shortstop, and see if Spearfish can get out of the inning. They've already allowed 1 run, and now they have 2 runners in scoring position as the Bronx, and see if Voiles can get one of them across home. As ball 2 thrown. That one just a tick bit high for the ump's liking. So now a 2-0 count with 2 outs. Voiles nails that one high into center. Going back is Chapman. Can he make the play? Yes, he does. Cody Chapman bails out his senior teammate Will Scharf at center, as Voiles gave it a go but couldn't quite get the mustard on it, and Chapman catches him out at center field. And after just 1 run scored, Chapman shuts the door on another one, and we will head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Well, we will enter Uriah Hamilton on the mound for the Bronx, see if he can close this one out for post 32, as they now take a 1-run lead as we go into the bottom of the 6th inning. As you're watching a good one right here on KDSJ-TV on YouTube, as well as on our Facebook page at Black Hills Gold Hits KDSJ, as the bottom of the 6th inning is coming up right after this.
It's been 50 years since Pillin Optical decided to open their doors and offer outstanding quality eye care to the community. Things have changed, the style of frames, the store location, and just a few other things. But what has not changed is their philosophy of quality eye care, superior customer service, and the best selection of frames, all at the best prices around. After all, at Pillin Optical, quality eye care and customer service is the most important thing next to your sight. Pillin Optical, family owned for 50 years, 409 Kansas City Street.
So after 1 run put on by Belle, it brings up Walker Viesman for post 164. As again, new pitcher for the Bronx, and that is Uriah Hamilton. See if what he can do against Walker Viesman, as his second ball thrown at Viesman is inside and actually hits against the backstop. It's now a 3-0 count for Viesman against Hamilton, as the first 4 balls thrown by Hamilton, not quite what he wanted. And that will be a walk for Viesman. So a leadoff walk for post 164 could be just what they wanted. And now we go to Owen Bruner. 185 batting on the year. Normally the catcher. And his buddy who just batted right before him, Viesman, has those honors today. Bruner sitting over there at right, as he is the final hitter for the post 164 baseball team in the rotation, as Travis Duell getting ready to go for his 4th at-bat today after Owen Bruner starts off with a strike. Now fouls against the cage. Could hear that one on our wireless mic sitting there on the cage. So now 0-2 count to Bruner. Hamilton looking for his first out. Ball is low, and Viesman will go ahead and advance over to second. This catcher had a chance at it, but Viesman was already too far ahead, and see if Owen Bruner can get on the base with 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pop fly high over to shortstop, and there to make the play is number 4. That's Howard, who was the starting pitcher, and he gets the first out for the Bronx, as a pop fly out by Owen Bruner gets the first out. Takes us to the DH, Travis Duell. His 4th at-bat for post 164. Traditionally the leadoff hitter. Has played second and shortstop, and now gets to do all the fun hitting things in this game 1. So he starts off with a ball. Again, Bellefish, Class B, Spearfish, Class A. Spearfish enters today's contest in the 13th hole. As Travis DeWell gets a hold of this one, out clear to left, and can't quite there to make the play. As Travis DeWell throw over to third to Wallfield is not quite there, and a pop fly out by Travis DeWell advances Walker Viesman clear from second over to third. But now has 2 outs for Riley Polrise. 296 on the year. Starts off with a strike thrown by Hamilton. It's his first inning of action here in game number 1 here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. As now Hamilton throws the first ball against Polrise. Again, Walker Viesman, the game-tying run, sitting at third, and Polrise staring at 2 outs. Hit high and over behind the third base foul line. Had a chance to possibly be a fair hit, but hits it too far inside, and now that makes it a 1-2 count with 2 outs. Again, Viesman sitting at third. And the throw is outside, tying the count up at 2 apiece. So a deuce is wild across the scoreboard. Spearfish looking for that game-tying run and throws outside against the backstop, and not quite advancing over to home is Walker Viesman. So now it's a full count. Will not force a run if Viesman walks, as it's just 1 runner. He's just happened to be on third, but there's still 2 outs to dance around. Polrise swings and misses, can't quite make contact. And Hamilton with the game-tying run and scoring position gets out of the bottom of the 6th inning with no damage done. So we have completed 6 innings. The Bronx traveling down to Spearfish, taking a 1-run lead as we now go to the 7th and final inning in a 5-4 ball game. As we're nearing the conclusion of this one, Zach Wilson on the mound for post 164. See if he can close this one out quickly and give his ball club a chance to take the lead, if not possibly win the game at the bottom of the 7th. Before we get to that top of the 7th, coming up as you're watching American Legion Baseball right here on KDSJ-TV on YouTube, as well as also on our Facebook page at Black Hills Gold Hits KDSJ.
The Goldust Casino invites you to try the new menu items now being offered at Maverick Steak and Cocktails. Watch the action as you dine inside the Goldust Casino with tables overlooking the gaming floor. Enjoy over 210 of the newest slot machines and table games in Deadwood. And use your club card for great discounts at the 2 hotels right in the middle of the action. Get reservations today by calling 605-559-1400 or visiting goldustdeadwood.com.
Zach Wilson making his debut in this contest on the mound, and it'll be at the top of the 7th inning. See if he can make quick work of the Bronx and give Spearfish post 164 a chance to come back in this one as they trail by 1. As Wilson warms up, has a chance to take a look at some standings in Class A for post 164. Of course, on top of the division and had a grip on the division for most of the year, Harrisburg Gold. Runner post 307 Royals sitting at second. Rapid City post 22 Hard Hats at third. If the playoffs were to start today, that's who Spearfish will be traveling to. Of course, Spearfish in the 13th hole. As we're getting ready to go back here in Spearfish, leadoff hitter for the top of the 7th. That looks to be number 1. And he starts off with a leadoff hit over there to shortstop, where looks like number 13, Tucker Olson, jumping out of the air and catching that one, forcing a quick first out. So for one throw, one swing, one out. Wilson now throws a slider inside the strike zone for strike number 1 versus number 15 for the Bronx. That's Harvey Walding, leading batter for the Bronx at .514 on the year. Hit over to a shortstop where Olson makes the play again. Throw to Jack Branham at first, and that's quick out number 2. Zach Wilson in post 164, wasting no time getting the first 2 outs. And now we enter number 5, Nolan Walfeld, who's no slouch himself. A .435 batting on the year. Had a triple his first at-bat and then was walked and then caught out. But Spearfish has made quick work of the first 2 batters, including the leading batter for the Bronx. See if Wilson can get out Walfeld and give 164 a chance to tie this one up at the bottom of the 7th. In a 5-4 ball game. Wilson inside out, try the bottom outside corner, gets it to land for strike number 1 versus Walding with 2 outs. Wilson now goes inside as he was right on the line. Couldn't quite get it to land, but that's ball number 2 versus Walfeld. Not a hit allowed yet. Now high and outside for ball 3. So Wilson could potentially walk Walfeld. Walfeld hits that one on, chops it down off the bottom of home plate, and that will fall behind the foul line for foul ball, and that makes it a full count with 2 outs. The relief pitcher, Zach Wilson, his first inning of action, has a chance to force a quick 1-2-3 of the Bronx, but Nolan Walfeld, always dangerous with the bat in his hand, with a full count pitch, swings and misses. Zach Wilson gets the out and gives Spearfish post 164 a chance. Wilson, the reliever for post 164, does what he's supposed to do, forces a quick 1-2-3 without allowing not one run, not even a hit. And now post 164, the assignment has been handed out. The bar's been set, and they have at least 1 run to try to tie this contest, 2 runs to win it. As these 2 teams had an interesting first doubleheader back in Belle back in June, and it's starting to turn into another interesting one here as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning when we come back, as you're watching American Legion Baseball right here on KDSJ-TV.
In a world of few guarantees, Jake's Collision Repair stands behind all of their work with a lifetime guarantee. Jake's Collision Repair uses only original parts made by your vehicle's manufacturer instead of lower quality aftermarket parts. Certified technicians work with the latest state-of-the-art equipment, and Jake's Collision Repair is preferred by most insurance companies and works with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair, 2416 Junction Avenue in Sturgis and 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish.
So after that quick 30-second timeout, back here getting ready for Jack Branham. He will be the leadoff hitter for post 164, and if you're a Spearfish fan, you would want him to be your leadoff hitter in this situation. Leading batter for post 164. As now Branham will make his way up to bat. He has a chance to be the game-tying run if he gets on base. Again, batting .358 on the season, and he faces Hamilton. And foul tips that one for the first ball. Again is Jack Branham, first baseman for post 164. Now he fouls that one off the back fence for foul ball number 2. So a quick 0-2 count. Hamilton trying to shut the door on the Spearfish comeback and win game number 1. Brandon pops that one high into center. Will it have enough on it? It will not. Aiden Voiles there at center field makes the catch and gets Branham out on that pop fly, and that's the first nail in the coffin for the Bronx. You take a look at that one on our KDSJ Sports replay. Brings up Cody Chapman. 305 on the year. As he starts off behind the count 0-1 as Hamilton has made the first out. Needs 2 more to give his Bronx the win. Second pitch is high and making it the first ball for Chapman. Again, 305 for Chapman on the season. So now with ones across the scoreboard, Chapman chops that one. Caught by head coach of the Bronx, Randy Doran. No, excuse me, Parker Laux, as he's sitting there at third base. Doesn't help his center fielder, though, because now he falls behind the count, 1-2. As Chapman with a good eye there. The ball inside and high for ball number 2. So now with a 2-2 count and 1 out. Chapman trying to get something going for post 164. Again, need 2 runs to win this contest at the bottom of the 7th and just 1 run to tie. Halen hiding and waiting in the wings. Chapman swings and misses. Hamilton forces out number 2 and really puts the pressure on post 164. Zach Wilson, the reliever for post 164, doing his job. You could say the same for Uriah Hamilton. He started off in the 6th inning with a little bit of issues, but then now has come along strong here at the bottom of the 7th. Halen hiding, swings and misses as Spearfish, with 2 outs, they need 2 runs to win this contest. Needs at least 1 to tie. And the pressure is now on Halen hiding. As Hiding called for a foul as it actually hit the bat. So now 0-2 to Hiding. Versus Hamilton, 1 more out and this one's over. Hiding pops that one high into the air, and waiting for it is a shortstop there to make the play. That is Howard, and the Bronx. In a tightly contested contest, they will pull away with the win. As Belle takes game 1 here in this doubleheader by a score of 5-4. As Uriah Hamilton closes the door on post 164, and that will give the Bronx a win here in this doubleheader in Spearfish. We'll be back to put a bow on this one, award our Superior Performer, brought to you by Superior Auto, and get ready for game number 2 between these two rivals. As Belle with a 5-4 win against Spearfish. We will come back with a post game as you're watching American Legion Baseball right here on KDSJ-TV.
Oh, how quickly the seasons change in the Black Hills. Hi, it's Brandon Kemp from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Summertime equals a lot of summer driving, whether it's to and from work or hitting the road for that big summer vacation. Superior Auto Service Department can handle all kinds of repairs, from new tires, brakes, and oil changes to steering and suspension problems. And to keep cool, we can handle your AC recharge. Check us out online now at superiorautoSD.com or stop by today at 642 East Colorado Boulevard at Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish.
The anticipation is building, and Heinzerling Concrete is laying the foundation for tonight's matchup. Heinzerling Concrete pours on the pride in every driveway, foundation, sidewalk, and decorative stamp patio they do. Give them a call at 210-2320 for concrete that can't be beat. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support all activities that help students build solid foundations for life. Is there a foundation in your future? Give Heinzerling Concrete and Spearfish a call at 210-2320. That's 210-2320.
As when we're back here in Spearfish, as the Bronx of Post 32, they win game number 1 by a score of 5-4 in a close contest at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Of course, Clayson Davis here with you in game 1. Game number 2 coming up in a matter of moments. That will also be right here on KDSJ-TV as well. But first, we got to name our Superior Performer, brought to you by Superior Auto. And looking at everything that's happened in this contest, could be quite a few nominees for either team. But after looking at everything, I believe we will award it to the starting pitcher for Post 32 Bronx, and that is number 4, Kayan Howard. He will be awarded our Superior Performer. Brought to you by Superior Auto. And Kayan Howard, starting a pitcher for Post 32 Bronx. And Howard was the one who helped keep Spearfish in check in the middle of the contest. He was eventually relieved by Uriah Hamilton, but Howard also had a hit over into center that helped put some runs across the board for the Bronx and eventually gave them the lead. So with that, Kayan Howard, he is awarded our Superior Performer, brought to you by Superior Auto here on KDSJ-TV. So I want to say congratulations to Kayan Howard from Belle. So with Kayan Howard being our Superior Performer, brought to you by Superior Auto, we will get ready for game number 2. As look to see Belle, I believe they might put Wallfield on the mound. Again, he leads the Bronx with under a run scored per contest, as he can throw darts for Post 32 Bronx, and as they will now go for the sweep here in Spearfish, as that will put a bow on this first contest with Belle taking game 1 in tonight's doubleheader here on KDSJ-TV on YouTube. As Clayson Davis signing off here for game number 1. We'll be back for game 2, as Cody Oliver will join me for game number 2 between these two rivals of Post 32 Bronx and Post 164. Again, stay tuned. Game 2 coming up in just a matter of moments, and we will see you then.